Okay, so today is Friday the 13th, and we are factoring. We're going to use the method from yesterday involving the box. Everybody's got that handout, and it says I can factor when A does not equal 1. So on the handout where it says CLT quadratic factoring, we are starting with problem 1. And if you look on the steps, it does say, number 1, to look at the problem. In number 1, we have 5v squared plus 28v plus 15. Hey, that's nice and easy. We got a whole lot of positives here. So we're going to look on the steps that were provided today and you have yesterday. Step 1 is the box. So we have a nice little box here. It's a beautiful box. And we've drawn our beautiful box, and now I'm going to plug some stuff in. Well, remember, we need to plug in 5v squared and 15. That's the first term and the third term, and those go here and here. So 5v squared, 15. And when we plug those in, then we go to step 2, or step 3. That was step 2. We plugged in the first and the third boxes. So now step 3 is we're going to multiply A and C. And A in this case is 5. And C, well, that's just the third term, 15. So we're going to multiply those. 5 times 15, plugging in our calculator, 5 times 15 is 75. Now, step 4. Step 4 says to list the factors of this step. So we're going to list the factors of 75. So I'm going to start, of course, with 1 and 75. 2 doesn't work because it's odd. 3 works, 3 and 25. 4 does not work. 5 works, 5 and 15. 6 doesn't work, 7 doesn't work, 8 doesn't work, 9 doesn't work, 10, okay, so 5 and 15. And remember, if you already know, if you can look ahead to what it is that we need, you know that we need, for step 5, we're going to look at B. We're going to look at B, which is 28, and it's positive. And we already knew that 15 here is positive here, so we're going to add these factors. We're going to add the factors, until we get 28. We want 28, the magic number, because that's positive 28 in the middle. So we have 1 and 75, no. 3 and 20, yes, 3 and 25 is 28, right? 3 plus 25 is 28. So remember that step 6, plug factors in the empty boxes and add x. So 3 goes here, 25 goes here. Then we're going to add x. In this case, it's v. If you wrote x, you know, the universe won't explode. But, you know, since we have v, you might as well keep it a v. Okay, and that's all we're doing today. We're just plugging in the boxes and going from there. Let's scroll down and let's look at number, how about number 3? Ooh, number 3. We're skipping to number 3. And number 3 is 5x squared minus 13x minus 28. Okay, 5x squared minus 13x minus 28. Remember, you can forget the equals 0 for now. So we've got our box. There's a box. It's a beautiful box. Okay, so we've got that grid, and then step 2 says we're going to plug in the first and third. First term, 5x squared. Third term, negative 28. And remember what this negative means, or the minus means. The minus here means that we're going to subtract later. We're going to subtract later. And so we're going to plug in the first and third terms. And the first term is 5x squared, and that goes right here. 5x squared. The third term is negative 28. Not 28, negative 28. And then we look at step 3, and we're going to multiply A and C. A is 5. C is negative 28. But we can go ahead and keep that positive. It does say in step 3 to keep that positive, so I'll just do that. All right, so we have 5 and 28. Wow, there's going to be a lot of factors for this, but that's okay. 5 times 28 is 140. So we just go through and listing the factors. You have your calculator set to 140. We know 1 and 140. 140 divided by 2, yep, 2 and 70. 140 divided by 3, no. 140 divided by 4, yes, 4 and 35. 170 divided by 5, yes, is 28. We knew that up here. 5 and 28. 170 divided by 6, no. 170 divided by 7, yes, 7 and 20. 170 divided by 8, nope. 9, nope. 10, yep. 10 and 14. 11, nope. 12, nope. 13, nope. And there's 14, so we're done. So now, remember we said before, we're going to subtract. We're going to subtract these terms. To get, what's our magic number? Well, you remember, our magic number here is negative 13. So I'm going to make a problem where I subtract and it will equal negative 13. So you can do this mentally, but then later we would write this down. We should write this down. So I have 1 and 140. Remember, our magic number is negative 13. I'm going to write that here so that I don't forget it. I want negative 13. 1 and 140? No. 2 and 70? No. 4 and 30? No. 5 and no. 7 and 20? Yes, 7 and 20. Okay, so what is my math problem? Is my math problem 20 minus 7? Or is my math problem 7 minus 20? My math problem is 7 minus 20 equals negative 13. That's my math problem. That's the problem that I need to plug in. I'm not going to plug in 7 and 20 or 20 and negative 7 or negative 7 and negative 20. I'm going to plug in 7 and negative 20 because that's my problem, because that's the magic number. Magic. Yay. Okay, magic. So we plug in 7, negative 20, and now we add the x. In this case, what do you know? It's x. And that's it. Okay. This key step here is right here. This is the problem that the step that caused a lot of the problems yesterday is we figured out, okay, what the two factors were, perhaps, but then we didn't put them in the right order. This is the magic number for this problem, negative 13. So that's the problem you want to have. 7 minus 20 is negative 13. It's not 20 minus 7. So we're going to move on and do one more. I'm going to go ahead and do number 8 because I'm feeling 8 today. I don't know why. Just feeling it. So let's do number 8. And we have 3x squared minus 14x minus 24. Okay. So once again, step 1, the box. Step 2, the plug. 3x squared negative 24. Then step 3, we multiply a and c. And we can go ahead and keep that positive. 3 times negative 24, but again, keep that positive. That's just the rule. Don't ask why. 3 times 24 is 72. 72, okay, 72. Okay, now we need step 4, the factors. 1, 72. 2, 36. 3, 24. You can pause this and do this on your own. 4 and 18. 5 does not work. 72 divided by 6. 72 divided by 6 is 12. 72 divided by 7, no. 72 divided by 8, yes. 9. That's an 8. The worst 8 ever, but it's an 8. All right, so I have my factors, and once again, this is negatives. So we are going to subtract the factors. And what magic number do we want? Negative 14. I want negative 14, so we need to subtract until we get negative 14. 1 minus 72, no. 2 minus 36, no. 3 minus 24, no. 4 minus 18, yes, 4 minus 18, 4 minus 18. And that, my friends, my students, is what we plug into the box. 4 and negative 18. 4, negative 18, add an x, add an x. And that's it. So, folks, that's it. You can rewind and watch this again if you need to and review. You have the rest of the packet to work on until, let's say, 45. Hold on. Okay, so to finish off here, just review the steps. Number 1, the box. Number 2, the plug. Number 3, the multiply. Number 4, the factors. Number 5, add and subtract. Number 6, plug in, and you're done. And last night I wanted to play cards with my family, and I was looking for a deck of cards, but we couldn't find a full deck. No big deal. Have a great day, kids. Bye.